Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane. One and only master of propaganda here, like defender of the fatherland, still sick, so...
Pioneers, standing
at
by.
least I think I'm starting to sound better and my throat isn't quite as mauled by coughing, so that's something. We were off in the sides from VonMant and HeartlessJ fighting here for the German army. Deutschland, setting forth here with the 90th Panzergrenadier. We got Italian combined arms out of months of North. It is Noob and Oziligath fighting for the British Empire, the Commonwealth. Here with the 1st Armoured Division. A lot of sappers versus bestiary bikes and grenadiers. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast. Keeps making all these wonderful videos possible, and a big thanks for commenting and liking on them. Really helps us with the algorithms, which also ensures the video gets as many people as possible. So big thanks there. Plus, it keeps the cat from biting my fingers. Dingo for Noob. We got Oziligath there, the Air&Sea battle group. Been a while since we've seen that one. It's most of the metagame at this point is sort of heavily swung towards heavy armor and Australian defense. Well, actually, Australian-Canadian with some heavy armor. The occasional Indian, but Air&Sea's just kind of fallen completely to the wayside. Empty photo for HeartlessJ. First shots fired. Dingo as the grenadiers in the center. Running here. HeartlessJ is attempting to set up some barbed wires from Stacheldraht. Pioneers closing on MP40's west side. He established good assist, but they decided not to. And east side also stayed advanced here by Noob. Section out there for Oziligath. And a cancel it for Dingo. Then Noob goes for a section. More bestiary out of VonMant. Things happening at a steady pace here for the German army so far. Steady advance here across most of the map for the German army. Allies are seeing the front locals being swamped with German infantry. There we go. Sappers here closing in the grenadiers. They make the move towards the cutoff point, which could be a significant problem if the Allies losing actually some resources. Most of their fuel point, in fact, would be severed by that. I'm surprised he hasn't closed in soon with the sappers. There's not a lot that really is covering them up there. So there you go. Bit of an odd choice. Maybe he's worried about an MD42, but it's here. And is absolutely mauling his other sapper section. Oh, hits into a mine. Already laid down with the Germans. Thumbs up there. Aggressive mine letting by them. But also the cutoff point gets further delayed and being captured back here. So some awkward moves here out of Noob. That does cost him a fair bit here. MD34 for VonMant for both grenadiers out of HeartlessJ. Oziligath for the Vickers of his own, and Noob with the course for sections. So there's a lot going on here. That's what HeartlessJ go for. Guessing breakthrough because of price of the mechanized Luftwaffe. As for Noob, I mean, Canadian shock is of course ever potent and popular. Australian defense and heavy armor very much in the same category. It does depend a bit on what Noob I think is intending to do here on the map versus opponent. Maybe there's some small map focused factors that cause him to go in one direction or the other. And there might be something in the opponent's, battle group choices that could cause him to commit to something. Well, we'll have to see. Got a bank operating lane there for HeartlessJ. Thumbs up, that'll definitely be a medic bunker. Also up here for VonMant and some Panzerjägers. And there we go, Noob does go for Canadian shock. Not exactly a shocking choice.
Converting bunker to a medical facility.
HeartlessJ's got his medic bunker on the way. He started the MD42 team gaining that glorious 1 star. The grenadiers being pushed back. West side Dingo forced off. And we got a Panzer grenadier coming from HeartlessJ on the way. 2 thumbs up. Not just the usual Luftwaffe stuff. Noob with the platoon command post. Oziligath could also go for that very soon.
Upgrade complete.
Being launched in here to mess up HeartlessJ's lines. Men being forced to withdraw. He's also got some heavily depleted grenadiers at the front line. A bit risky here to put it mildly out of HeartlessJ. Somebody for flank some coverage in this right flank is collapsing like a poorly made cake. Another section for Oziligath. And we got the cheap munitions ability there out of Noob when he kept his point. There we go. HeartlessJ committing to breakthrough again. not exactly much of a surprise. They just very much become, I think, for the most part, the number one battle group. They involve 1s and 2v2s. Of course, can't speak about 3v3 and 4v4 police from my experience. At least in smaller games, it's definitely sort of rising up. As it just offers more utility with fewer silly strings attached, unlike Sea Terror. Humber on the way there for Nook and the British Empire. Oziligath got a check on the way there. Half-track rush, of course, applying heavy pressure here to the Allied forces there. 251. The Hanomag, as the Allies call it, because it will be made by the Hanomag factories. We got 254s on the way there from Manteuffel. Meaning he's actually gone for the mechanized company there. From the centre. No, the doctrine German troops are trying to like fire from us inside of the half track as they advanced. At least they could do it as an option. Just the one would only kind of stop doing that a bit. Still, fun little fact there. Sturm upgrade on the way there in the end for HeartlessJ. West side of machine mains dug in firmly, but also I think a bit riskily. I mean, good bit of artillery, good flank could clear it out. So, that's how I show a huge fan of this particular serve there by HeartlessJ. Of course, it's still getting the job done, you know, halting troops trying to just push straight on, but that's about it really as well. He's got the cannon upgrade, and there we go, telecorded. 6-pounder gun, see for Noop. A fierce response alongside Oziligath to the 251 Sturmel. Crikey, mate! They brought in a Sturmel. Why are you talking with an Australian accent? Sorry. The commandos and light rifles of Oziligath would actually be commits to them. Back 40s for HeartlessJ, the Panzer Abwehrkanone 40.
Decisive, we've been spotted.
Second 6-pounder gun done, very easy, getting more, but the Humber section combo. West side for Manteuffel and his Italian band are continuing to maintain some control of the west frontier, as Oziligath is also supporting Noop in the east versus HeartlessJ. 251, of course, do some repairs. Medic station for Noop. Also worth noting, they typically actually had like a machine gun mounted alongside this. Quite a bit of extra fire support. Self-defense, fun fact there.
Requisition of support elements.
Support elements and infantry training there going on for the Germans and the British respectively. On a map like this, main thing is definitely going to be, you know, Needwerfers. Small, narrow maps, a lot of bottlenecks are great for Needwerfers like this. For some of the things would be quite handy. Could also, of course, go for the Stooks and definitely should, but I'm not sure that HeartlessJ will go for the Stooks. We'll see. I mean, he's more than happy to prove me wrong. Upgrade us there, they were going to upgrade VonMant's infantry with. So I imagine we will be seeing the upgrades eventually. There we go, got one upgrade on the way. They're still getting better, getting knocked out there. British gunners score a critical hit. We did it, chaps. We took out that bloody Jerry half-track. Huzzah.
Sector lost.
Got some support commanders dropping in there, or British Pathfinders, because, I mean, these are pretty much equipped like they're British paratroopers. And the role they're kind of filling are basically British Pathfinders, which is some of the American Pathfinders that they help like major airdrops sort of land in there. And they kind of have some builds that make that make sense, yeah. British Pathfinder would be called support commanders. It's one of those very odd things they got going there in CoH. For some reason, except I think in CoH 2, but CoH 1 and CoH 3, they have a bit of a habit of depicting the airborne like commandos. Either way, until it called in the machine gun commandos also withdrawing here, losing a Nigel there. There's the air charging in there. Head on assault here. Oziligath seeing his frontline crumble. Nope with the Bishop and got him Himmel. It's a Stug. Stug 3G, Sturmgeschoss 3 Ausführung, adding the pinner machine gun. Early model most likely here due to the gun mantle, but I believe also the rollers here in the top also indicated as an early model. As you can actually still have some late models that feature the same sort of early production model mantler there on the gun. Fun fact. Sick Fun crew being assailed by Italian troops as Mantov sees an opportunity here to swing up behind group. Assists his teammate. Thumbs up. And he's shouting with his solo on health. You feel like this is a very risky maneuver there by HeartlessJ. You can like end up losing a lot of grenadiers for no particular value. So that's something he needs to be mindful of. The Dingo down. In fact, Dingo explode. Dingo. West side here, British forces leading in with another assault here. Till being used to support the attack here. German defences are completely scattered and unable to put up much cohesive defence. And in the centre, Oziligath's commandos sweep in with their Vickers K light machine gun.
Victory point lost.
397 versus 415.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Pressure being applied here, Till being called in.
Commandant, territory sector lost.
Needle have enough HeartlessJ. Could definitely give the Allies a bit of a tough time depending on how well HeartlessJ makes use of Needle from Mantov taking up there.
Points are under enemy control.
Panzer Armee Kommando might see some Stücke of forces here. Canadians are available here for but so far it's not showing much interest in going for them. Company command post was got plus a cash here.
Frontline pioneers are dead.
HeartlessJ losing one is quite easy to those pesky British forces. Needs to get his troops back on the front line, establish a fresh front line.
A Nebelwerfer weapon is available.
There we go, Nebelwerfer out here for HeartlessJ. One of many models of the Nebelwerfer. In fact, the earliest models were actually mortars. Fun little fact, it's only later they became rocket launchers. The overall Nebelwerfer thing was actually just more of a sort of trick to try and, pretend to make the Allies think they didn't have, like, rocket launchers and stuff like that. They were basically it's like going to be chemical treatments, like, for nasty chemical smoke, basically mostly smoke. And of course they hit the Nebelwerfer under that, so. Stuka at the Hauptmanns section. And before shooting down, Stuka's got pot-like blasters, got hit by the anti-tank gun. And an anti-tank grenade, no support here for the Stuka. Definitely a risky push there by HeartlessJ. And the MD-Fudger lost it. Definitely bad news. Readiest way too far away to assist. Nebelwerfer fired in at least. Almost had the Dingo, but I think there's a good chance to lose the Stuka with the anti-tank moving in. The rest of his troops are nowhere near to be seen. In fact, he doesn't have a lot of troops overall. Got Matilda's there for Oziligath. He has some infantry tanks. As for Mantov, he's basically finding out wood Oziligath on the left side. Got the Breda wielding Decisive charging in.
We are down to 300 points.
Bit of poking about here. Air shot letting loose. Finding the base on against the Stuka or the Nebelwerfer. And HeartlessJ response to this actually going for second Nebelwerfer. Much to my surprise, not something to anticipate under current circumstances. But that is nonetheless his decision to go for another Nebelwerfer. Meanwhile, Noop's got light vehicle training the Bishop. Dingo, so I think it's fair to assume he's probably not going to be placing anytime soon. Show off the veterans here, got his health, anti-range, and it's father. It's definitely fairly handy to get into. Plus, of course, the other bonuses gained from having received training.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Dingo will certainly be a bit of a area here for Germany, depending on how Noop makes use of it. Nebelwerfer barrage at it. West side, Matilda moving in. Also, now, I believe this particular model of Nebelwerfer did not actually have incendiary rockets. No, from the side, no, there you go, fight for the cover point. Oziligath breaches Fort C with assault force Marmalade, clashing in his troops, packs engaging the Matilda. In from 6 men got Panzerpanzer on the flank. He's still dashing forward for Deutschland. Tilted taking heavy damage, underestimating German tenacity. And the Tilde actually goes knocked out here by the Panzer. He's thinking below. He's still checking out in section. Point blank blast.
You have 3 command points at your disposal.
Mighty's another wipe here onto Oziligath. Close call there.
Our anti-tank gun is out of commission.
Anti-tank crew wiped out by the bishop. Gets away with the section. Dude rushing forwards. Only to get hold here by a wall of anti-tank and plus anti-tank grenades.
Reporting for duty.
Another Stu ready for HeartlessJ. 2 thumbs up, baby. Something underneath lever.
Sector overrun.
Second Stu rolling forwards to get this Stu further away from the front line. That said, I can understand why it's not needing to pull back further because it's kind of busy with everything that's going on in them. Caught up 0.7. Denying Axis forces as a green light fuel. Stu got taken out with the bishop. Oh dear.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Need that crew also in pretty deep trouble here with fresh artillery.
Our front line failed.
Set this thing off and close to each other, so I mean a good shot here could theoretically, like, knock out both Needler and Stu. The Fanat does appear like HeartlessJ gets a bit of good luck there, but Allies forces now sees the good control map here. 241 versus 1 and 7. German guns spectacularly missing a single 6-pounder gun. Gott im Himmel, Fritz, where did you learn to shoot? Baden-Baden. We don't have any, like, schools for shooting tanks at Baden-Baden. Exactly. Almost got the machine there, go wiped out, but nonetheless, Snoop was able to save the entertain there with his Dingo. 2 thumbs up. Red seeing him in tow with the Dingo here, but well, Blue did it with his Dingo. Meanwhile, another 254 there from Manteuffel. Might be planning on the reserves here.
Company taking damage. 200 points remain. We are losing our grasp.
Bit surprised considering some of this fix there. I mean, he's gone for the Panzer Commando. Or did he cancel it and I missed it? No, he does have it, but he's just not done anything with it so far. Which is a bit odd. 181 was 17. Ambulance for Manteuffel. And the Sturmgeschütze rolling ahead here for the 90th Panzer Division. Rolling in here. Quite aggressive. Half of them in Dem's engine. Grenadiers wiped out. I do think HeartlessJ needs to replace some of his interlosses here. Like more Grenadiers. Panzers, there we go. Or can like, take up, go for Starstorm. You can also go for the Starstorm Colin, I guess. But we got Panzer Grenadiers and MT at 4. HeartlessJ.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Double bishops there laying on a thick carpet of high explosive death cut upon Washington disrupted here by British Rangers under Oziligath, most imperial of commands.
Panzer Grenadiere have been deployed to the front. Victory point is under enemy control.
Those Panzer Grenadier squad out here for HeartlessJ. Thumbs up. That said, they are fairly rare in the current metagame due to, well, just kind of being stuck in a particular space but just don't do enough damage. We will need a Barrage. A lot of incendiary explosives here being unleashed against the British positions up north, trying to silence the bishops. Got us in up with a foot guard section. Comes with the section here as well. West side center lining up. Jellyfire rain down death from above Cotton Point hit here. Got 173 to 394. Good guards, 1/3 of the way down here. Command group, I believe that's yet to take up. Nor is he doing match up with these 2 group forces. We're getting hit with several anti-tankers plus the anti-tank grenade. Yes, and the Stuk is down. A tragic blow to the German peoples.
Stuk out of action.
And we actually got an M1340 out of Manteuffel. That is a odd choice, I don't think considered. You'd think he'd more like to go for the Panther 3, but for some reason, Manteuffel just goes for the Italian medium tank. Definitely a bit of a surprise there. Moving in with the M1340 here. We've got the company command post finally happening in for Nook and the British Empire. It's not the commanders, there's an Italian tank. We've got to fire on with things to knock it out immediately. British assault continues under the weight of the artillery. Stupid westwards here, thumbs up to HeartlessJ. I think he's trying to sell up for a King Tiger now, which does risk more pressure from Mantov, but good enough teamwork might just work. Something going to be a bit risky unless the Allies make some significant mistakes, which I mean is always possible. British rushing forward, section counter charging. 128 is 394. More fighting and these grenades are being chucked. More Panzer grenades up the HeartlessJ. Thumbs up to that commitment to the German Panzer Grenadier of the late war period. Arguably, they're heavily equipped with assault rifles. That's the area of the move more delivering down here out of the bishops from Oziligath. Oziligath meanwhile has got the Centaur, but that's about it really.
Panzer Grenadier Squad standing by.
Offering a bit more high explosives panache there for Oziligath. Second Panzer Grenadier Squad. Arriving fresh at the front line, only to find himself faced off against the threat of actually having to work for it. Up northwest, Oziligath and from Mantov continue their dance macabre here. Finding his position slowly around, we see Mantov withdrawing as Oziligath applies more pressure with foot guards in the center. Almost got the Decisive withdrawn towards the ambulance. They're giving the British world quite as insane bloodthirsty around it. Panzer center is the section Air Force, so we could see a flank around here. We've got another Stug ready here out of this Stug ready out of HeartlessJ. Thumbs up. Yeah, I think he might be home just up for a target tank right now. Definitely not without risk considering this chase. The fact that down to just 67 points, I'd say makes stalling for a target tank very risky there for HeartlessJ. Exceedingly so. Not something I think I'd recommend in most circumstances, if any. Until too briefly considered by nobody goes to the foot guards. Oziligath grants are being prepared. There you go. Tiger tank available to call in, except it doesn't have the resources. Almost there fuel-wise and manpower-wise, not too much farther off. Nook though going heavy on the foot guards on himself with 2 sections wing, 100 forward. There you go. Bishops just sound off. Independently, just get retreated before they get annihilated. Right for Oziligath, 2 thumbs up. So Lenny's equipment here to bring the hammer of the British Empire upon the skull of the German army. Yep. Bit of quantity as things heat up. Towards the point where things once more pop off. That seems to be happening in the east here.
Victory point lost.
West side, a bit of stand-up between Oziligath and VonMant. One stand-up that does benefit the Germans for now, at least. 67 to 383. Center there, German Sturmgeschütz with Panzers, but pushing back the foot guards. Also, fun fact about assault equipped units and Stugs, but some of the first units really be on paper equipped with assault rifles, but nothing but Gleittruppen or escort troops that are meant to support the Stug brigades that were being formed. Also later, when infantry divisions got their own Stugs, they were constructed to have a platoon of the best men, preferably equipped with something like assault rifles to support them. So, bit of a sort of historical connection there. Fun fact. Anyway, 61 was 383. Oh, nasty in the Panzer Pioneers. Don't come too close to each other. Bit of an error there, I think, by VonMant. Center those foot guards here into the line. Foot guards, though, refusing to give up. They're pushing ahead, stiff upper lip, all that until they finally get the order to withdraw. Instead of getting mauled by German gunners. Send your round grenades.
Assault packages are available for Grenadier squads.
P40s. breakthrough there for HeartlessJ. He's got the ability to do more manpower. Crocodile over there for Noob. West side, even a skirmishing.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Italian Texas go against the might of the British Empire. And in the centre, they're moving forwards. Panzers catching the foot guards. 61 to 70. Stug does the crocodile. 61 between the 70 so far. Axis forces are maintaining some control against the Allied war machine, but it does look to have the chance of actually withering away now as the British are not taking it for an answer on that subject matter.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
And we got Oziligath there, going for second grunt. We can check the west side here. VonMant and Oziligath continue their little deadly dance off there. As Noob and HeartlessJ are a bit more locked in there. Go T-Guard, send in from the 504th Schwerer Panzerabteilung. Moving in to assist. Well, could be doing more on the east side of the map, to be honest. There is HeartlessJ. 53 versus 70. Need to get that Tiger tank in there. I need to start doing some big work with it as fast as possible as well there.
We have only 50 points left.
They're advancing with the Tiger. Wreckage, well wrecked. Tiger advances for the glory of Das Vaterland. But yeah, Oziligath really finding his weapon, moving away. Its grunts being knocked down as Italian armor supported by Italian troops and German Paramaders are ripping through his forces. Got a counterattack here on the flank by Noob Crocodile that's playing people safely. Second Stug down, tragic blow to German morale.
Stug has been saved by enemy fire.
He grievous blow struck. Take a bit of trouble there, Crocodile hanging back. As in the west here, VonMant continues to lay down heavy fire against Oziligath, really containing him, pushing him against the wall here. Centre there, more fire, more death, more destruction. Another need for barrage here against the anti-tank guns. Incinerating the entire area. Oziligath, in a very typical French manner, does not show any mercy. Oziligath, HeartlessJ goes German, sorry about that, getting a bit sick, a bit tired, so things unfortunately get a bit mixed up. I'm hoping to be done with it. I'm sick with soon now. Rather exhausting. Yeah, Oziligath is, back in his base, not able to do much, so certainly he won't be even capable of, not showing any mercy. Nope, though, with a 17-pounder gun responsive to the Tiger, obviously. Got the insane bomb there, also ready for HeartlessJ, not sure if he's going to be using it because he's got too many rifles. Another martyr here for VonMant. Ooh, it's something they're completely breaking apart there. HeartlessJ and Panzermans will need some victory point. There go Crocodile again here on the west side. Oziligath climbs up into these reasons his base. Almost got the infantry of the second command post. There you go. Striking blow there out of VonMant there. 31 versus 59 here. The clock is ticking. The Germans, though, continue their advance. Pulling back here from the very brink. Fresh volleys there towards the centre here. But at the same time, German forces remain very resolute. We got another M1340 there out of VonMant. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen as many M1340s there out of anyone, so thumbs up to VonMant of that count there. Another Stug for HeartlessJ, 2 thumbs up, baby. And the some units just almost honest, I've been thinking of maybe some units will withdrawn, but I don't
Assault
have.
group is advancing.
That's enemy infantry!
Another Stug. 30 bombers, 43. Big old barrage there, lighting up the forests. Battling squirrels just melting due to the sheer heat. East side foot guards pushing in against the Panzers. No arm support here will make it difficult here. I think Francis put up an effective fence grenade off, cannon bomb. They're almost wiping out the entire Panzer division. He's got the center. Tiger tanks going off into Crocodile. Gun crews have been cleared out by German artillery fire there on the west side. Italian tanks are ripping through the infantry. So at this point is effectively combat ineffective, having only a fraction of the force of his opponents. And even Luke isn't integrating the riders. So right now, unless the Germans significantly misplay or the Allies pull off an absolutely genius move, I do think this could be GG in favour of this Farts alone. Trying to finish off that Crocodile, no matter the cost. Now Jigger shows why he's on himself that. Shot bounce though. Another Crocodile for the flank and loses the Stug.
Assault gun out of action.
Risky, but with not much clear plan of what to do if something didn't quite go right, and that there was the absolute chance of losing. I don't think anything basically happened. There goes Salvage White. More need level 5, 6 Bunning Cruiser. Roasting alive there. Even the Crocodile taking a fair bit of damage. 17 pounding on the field. 31 to 87. German forces going out of here, but another base something out of Manteuffel. 31 to 83. Surprised the Allies are still fighting this. I mean, they also right now on anything but in their favour, I'd say. The only real advantage they've got left is that significant victory point lead. Like, theoretically, they get all 3 victory points. Very quick win the match. But getting those points, I think, is going to be much tougher than just talking about it. So we'll have to see
contact a blitzkrieg on your signal.
what and doing well. We got Crusaders on mass there for Luke. So Guthrie Mull holding on here. 31 minutes to 47. Stoops is an escort target and ultimate again. Crusaders slowly right in for Luke and sitting fire there. Eastern advantage by Jaeger, even as the West advances, pretty much hit his natural conclusion, stayed up short of his attacking the opponent's base. And I don't think partly stuff from Manteuffel probably do that. Who knows? Are we 31 to 14? Stug in trouble, Tiger withdrawing. Stug in the east equipping until we got the foot guns and hard damage here. And the Stug is down. Another stinging blow to German morale.
Received. Enemy is down to 200
A
points.
tragic loss.
Incendiary gun commencing. Let's make this quick, shall we?
The enemy
Moving
has
from the west
taken a
here,
victory point.
on Manteuffel, Italian tanks of Armadas are applying pressure onto poor Oziligath. His forces practically microscopic compared to like what's his opponent's got for the matches. Team and this thing is points well there. So definitely I think something Oziligath may want to work on is that unit preservation. 31 minutes under 67. Clock still ticking. Got another needle barrage. This time he's catching up at 17 pounding and crew there in a sea of fire. Past the Crocodile. Oh, another Crusader tank. The foot guards in the assault here.
Victory point is under enemy control.
31 was under 55. Duffy with a loiter, I think. There's gotta be a loiter, right?
Pioneers standing by.
Yep. Guess Odin I got some stuff in there and go. Unfortunately, Oziligath, the tree lines absorbing a lot of the hits and got the 17 pounder break going in there. Getting one of the command half-tracks there. Both 2 Fit-4s down there, seems a bit there by VonMant. Darwin certainly indicating he's feeling quite confident with where things are going. Base assault here, though, for VonMant operation. It's tanksy, even as the tanks are blasting away alongside the ground. Bit of risk with VonMant. They're effectively like just risking handing his opponents the match here by just losing some of the units for limited gains. Base still being wrecked, got troops dropping in, hit commandos out, it's triggers for some trouble. And they're being wrecked.
Our frontline pioneers are dead.
Pioneers down, rushing in the 17 pounder gun. He Nuke is utterly fearless at this stage. Truck down, I repeat, truck down. There you go, got the ace, 17 pounder. The East Panther is being held up. We got 29 versus 143. Clock continues to tick here. Does feel like in most respects this is very much an Axis win. It's just for whatever reasons the Allies keep fighting. Particularly Nuke. I'm a bit surprised he's still fighting considering what little he has left.
Assault gun is reporting for duty.
Looks like we got DD there. No, they do not seem to be acting on it for now. '29 was on in 29. Are you even trying anymore? There you go, GG game over, and that will be it for this evening. So thank you for joining in, or afternoon, whatever. All the way, hope you enjoyed the match, learned something from it. This is Imperial saying cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.